Welcome to I'm From the Internet, a podcast about somethingawful.com, the goons, and their consequences. I am disgraced comedian Winslow Domain, sitting here with internet historian Jaybrandstetter and special guest Andy Sell. How the hell are you, man?
Hey, bud. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Well, we just did finally some bad news.
We were just on Finally Some Bad News together. That's right.
Yeah, another good pod if you're into late night humor. That's between Zach Reinert and Preston Tompkins, both just joke fucking machines, man. From Omaha, now living in Denver.
Yeah, Zach Reinert's a mutant.
Yeah, Zach Reinert. I've known this man for over 10 years, and he just has a new 5 every 2 days. It's just unbelievable to watch him go. But yeah, I just woke up, so I'm a little rusty. But Jay, what do you have going on your end of the world?
Oh, things are pretty cool. Me and Fred, we've been mapping out Atlantic City on Open Maps. It's like the open source version of Google Maps, and because it's open, anyone can add to it. So like you can load a thing on your phone and just like record yourself walking and note business lines and stuff. And yeah, we're going around updating the maps around here. It's a nice excuse to get out, and it doesn't cost any money. I'm having fun with it.
There's a lot of apps like that, where you're all just working together on some gigantic project. Because I have a friend in Memphis, and she hangs a white sheet in her backyard and shines spotlights on it, and then just goes out there, picks a bug off, takes a picture of it, registers it on some sort of insect encyclopedia thing, and just goes through. And like, this app has discovered so many species of bugs. Just like, you know, you get a bunch of nerds an app on their phone, and suddenly you can reshape the fucking Euphrates. You know what I mean?
But you know that at some level, somewhere down the pipeline, that's being used to like, I don't know, for defense contractors or something.
I think a lot about the movie Cube. Yeah. You know? We're all just hanging out and like contributing to some sort of little fun thing, but it's like a Severance thing where we're all just building some sort of nightmare device and we have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they're going to pick one of my ideas for the Cube. I'm so excited.
Yeah. I made the hatch. Yeah.
I can't wait till the Cube is hosting SNL.
Yeah, I honestly think it's about time that we have the orb. You know, it's been Cube for so long. Let the orb have a shot.
Yeah, I'm personally an obelisk fan, but
oh yeah,
you know, orbs, cubes, obelisks. As long as they all get their moment in the sun, I'm fine.
I think we need to return to ziggurats.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Also, a good classic pyramid.
See, I'm a big fan of an object shelter. I don't know if you're into that. Yeah, that's the name of the movable platform that they built and slowly put over the Chernobyl nuclear power plant.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the largest movable object ever made and the largest curved structure as far as last time I checked.
Well, it's also got a function. I like a nice marriage of form and function.
Absolutely.
Especially if it's winning awards, like biggest and largest of things, you know?
You know, sometimes when I was like early on the internet, I would just look up the biggest, largest. Like, I'd just look up what's the blankest thing. It's very much the Simpsons of America's blankiest blank.
Yeah, I feel like those big excavators were huge on the internet in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. People just like big stuff.
Oh yeah.
See also the Giga Maidens episode.
I love a big thing.
I like big structures, and I cannot lie. So I want to do a little show and tell, which is great for a podcast format. I am getting ready for a month of shows, which means that I'm working around the goddamn clock on getting the final draft of the card game done. I could talk about that later, but everybody
I'm taking the next month off. I'm going to be working really hard.
I'm just saying, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. So in order to do this next slate of shows, I need stuff to put in chaos packs because last show I did, sold like 70 bags, which is just an enormous amount of material, right? And I want to have a variety of weird things that I'm giving to people. And so I recently got these in the mail and I'm very excited about them because I have 216 Iditarod trading cards.
Oh, man.
Which 1992 Iditarod trading cards. So instead of like football players, it's like Huskies.
Sled dogs.
Sled dogs.
I was going to ask, is it the dogs or the mushers that get the cards?
I think
or is it the sleds? Do they have like different makes and models of sleds?
We're about to find out.
Yeah, let's do it. Are we cracking this? We're doing a cracking episode?
I do like that it says here, the last great race on Earth, and I like a race nihilist. You know what I mean? Not a race realist. I want a race nihilist, where they're just like, actually blacks, whites, the whole thing, everybody's stupid. The last good race is the 1992 Iditarod.
Wait, did they start letting the Huskies juice after that?
Oh, yeah. I want a beef dog. Chicago
they put
beef dog.
For that.
Break that box, baby. Break that box.
I've got...
Crack that pack.
We've got right here the Iditarod Last Great Race on Earth 1992 limited edition collector cards, 9 per pack, and it's got the logo of the Iditarod Trail of Alaska, officially licensed by the Iditarod Trail community, and the back says special uncut sheet offer, only 1,049 uncut sheets available of the 1992 Iditarod collector set. $49 post-paid.
That's
Please send check or money order. And yeah, so that goes out to them. It's by Motor Art. Let's see what's inside.
Motor Art.
Okay.
What's your sled dog?
I hope that some of these you get like a stick of gum. So we have.
They should give you like a dog treat.
Yeah.
Come with a milk bone.
Like a little tuft of hair because Huskies are always shedding. So we have the Leaving Anchorage card with all of the dogs getting out through the snow. All
That's my favorite Nicolas Cage movie, Leaving Anchorage.
Yeah, Leaving Anchorage. Number 77, crowds, noise, traffic, and other big city phenomena are strangers to most of the race teams. The excitement of the start on downtown 4th Avenue with a multitude of microphones, television cameras, and lights makes the adrenaline flow swiftly in mushers and dogs.
That is some flavorful and chunky text there.
The next one we have here, of course, Debbie Coral and Jim Wood, who
I was wondering when
MVP.
the Woodman was going to show up.
Oh, and we have their stats on the back? No shit. Born in Maryland, Debbie Coral, finished 58th, 15 days, 14 hours, 36 minutes, 40 seconds. Career winnings.
I know that number by heart. We recite it all the time. Real heads just call her Debbie C.
Okay, now I want you to guess Debbie's career winnings. Okay. 15 days, 14 hours, 36 minutes, 40 seconds. Career winnings, what do you think on Debbie Coral?
Like just amount of
total
winnings.
Career winnings.
Whole career. Are we talking Iditarods or just?
This is just for Iditarods.
Just Iditarods. We're not counting any qualifying races or semifinals or anything, or like the Pro Bowl.
The Iditarod Rose Bowl, or whatever the one is.
The big show.
Whatever the one is that happens in Hawaii, where they have all the much dogs just like
just running through lava fields.
Yes. Okay. Career winnings.
Let's go with 6. I want to say 6.
6.
50,000.
50,000. You're saying 6,000, or you're just saying $6?
Oh, you're talking money. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I thought you were talking how many times has she won the Iditarod?
Correct.
Let's say I want to go 75K.
Okay, you're both close. Both Debbie Coral and Jim Woods have career winnings of $0.
Is free? Is that it?
I guess. I don't know.
I think you have to pay extra to get them to not print the embarrassing stuff
Oh,
about you.
man.
Why would they put that on there? Why would they put $0?
Look at these two. These are mushers, man. Oh, God. The most
fuck.
90s hair. Both my mom and dad had this exact same haircut. Just ultra perm, cascading brown curls.
Sometimes I'll go back.
And then... Oh, these are just the executive directors, so they don't have any...
we're given the...
Any stats on them.
That's right. Roger Goodell gets a football card, I'm sure.
Okay, look at this. Look at this bounce boy. He is the rookie of the year, and he is wearing some sort of pink parka with a big wreath around his neck, bright red eyes. Just a dude. I'm not talking about a dog.
Just ripped out of his mind.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what like, because you know how like swimmers have swimmer body. What does a musher body have?
I feel like it's
dry skin.
It's the shoulders, those shoulder muscles.
Okay.
It's what are those? They're not delts. Lats.
Yeah.
Lats. Yeah, it's just like beefy lats.
Okay.
Like a cobra.
So we have
flared hood of broad shoulders.
the first to the
You don't even need
Yukon.
a parka eventually.
First to the Yukon, number 52. We have svelte Kathy Swenson. She's got her extremely dense down or extremely voluminous down suit on that's absolutely covered in pockets. Makes cargo pants look like you're wearing board shorts.
Just in those pockets, Kathy. You're getting me hot.
Kathy Swenson.
What if Rob Liefeld drew a comic about the Iditarod?
And,
Let's see her feet. What do her feet look like?
Career winnings $0.
Oh.
And then
They just want to remind you that everyone who does this does it for love, not money.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they are a little stuck together. Come on now. All right.
I'm sorry. Are your Iditarod cards stuck together, Winslow?
This one just says cripple, and I'm not sure what it...
Okay. Well, we have to have a conversation about that. I mean, it was a different time, 1992.
Yeah. The halfway point is called cripple, I guess.
Do you think they've changed that since?
Yeah, now it's just the R word.
That's right. Comedy is legal in the Iditarod.
We have the Kolyuk
they
5.
needed the Bedford Forest Pass.
Yeah, it would be awesome if one of these was the Dyatlov Pass and it was all these, like, skeletons.
Just the dogs chewing on the bones happily. They love it.
And then the 1974 champion.
Look at that. Look at that
Carl
stud.
Huntington.
Oh, more like Harl Cuntington. Look at that.
Finished
He's serving.
20 days, 15 hours, 1 minute, 7 seconds. $12,000 are his winnings, which is enough to live maybe 1 week in Alaska.
Yeah, that sounds nice, but each of the dogs get a cut. So
Exactly.
Afterwards.
Now, if we have the time, if you're interested, I also got a case of Fievel Goes West trading cards.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not Mana Fievel Destiny.
My favorite movie growing up, I'm opening these up now.
I haven't seen that movie probably since like 1993 or 4.
Yeah, that's probably when I last saw it too. I was probably like a couple years older. Maybe I was like 5. I don't know. But these are factory sealed.
They made us watch it in school once,
I loved it.
and I
like
was
the animation was so captivating. I loved it so much.
Okay, but when that movie came out, I was in like 7th or 8th grade or something. Like I was almost a teenager.
Okay.
So it was weird for them to be like, wait, we're like, there are people in this room who are fucking that I know of. Why are we watching Fievel Goes West?
Yeah, I used to be a substitute teacher. I would do that a lot. It's like, okay, 10th graders, we're going to watch the first 40 minutes of Mulan today.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with math? I don't know.
Yeah. I think the last person I watched this with was my high school girlfriend. And I do want to mention her because in our last episode, I recently caught up with her, and it was very sweet and very nice. And in our last episode, we mentioned that not the last episode as I'm recording this, but in a previous episode, we mentioned that you shouldn't take Benadryl because there's a tie between Benadryl and early onset dementia. And she messaged me shortly after saying, Winslow, I eat like a quarter cup of Benadryl every day to go to sleep. And I think that's why she was happy to see me. She just doesn't remember high school.
Doesn't know who you are yet.
That's what that is.
Just a notebook every time. That's funny.
An American Tale, Fievel Goes West, official movie trading cards, and I'm going to make my own trading cards at some point in time, but I do like that this is a separate flap that pops up. But here, oh yeah. Official trading cards. We're going to pop these. We're going to get to the story. We're going to have a great day.
It's just one movie. Like, how many cards can you do? Like, did they got to have, like, filler cards that are, like...
Yeah, I was going to say, the Iditarod cards remind me more of, like, movie cards, I think, of where it's, like, the scenes are printed on a card.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, 12 full-color animated cards. That's not what that word means. Anything interesting on the back?
Yeah, animated. That's interesting. Do the cards come to life?
You can get a special collector album. I wonder how many of those were made. And then free trading card checklist. Yeah, okay. So this is it's a weird transitional period because this is plastic instead of foil, right? But let's pop this open. Let's see what we have in here. Okay, we have Family Reunion. I like Fievel, right? Because it is a story about Jews coming to America, and it's very heartwarming. Mm-hmm. And I do like that part of that story is Jews, they're like rats and mice, right? Like that's just a part of that story that they're just like, oh yeah, cut, print, we're great. Make the movie about how the Jews are like rats coming in off of ships.
Yeah. That's why Steven Spielberg had to produce it. He was like, it's okay, guys.
I'm giving him a rat how Jews are like a slime mold, right?
Mouse had already done that, but yeah,
Yes. Yeah, that is a funny thing where Jews kind of self-identify as different vermin. It's like, look, guys, you don't need to do... You could be an elk, you don't have to...
An elk, okay. Yeah.
We have... okay. Interesting fact about these cards here is that they are written from the perspective of Fievel's diary on the back here.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh,
oh,
family
man.
reunion.
That's going to get dark.
Papa...
Well, he was literate in the 1800s. He was ahead of the curve.
That's great. Papa and my family found out that it was my idea to take the giant mouse of Minsk, so they went looking out for me. We finally found each other, and it was the happiest that I've ever felt in my life. Thank you, Fievel. We have...
Do you understand, Fievel, that you are illegally settling and occupying land that belongs to indigenous people?
Yeah. This house does not belong to you, Fievel.
Yeah, Fievel's
historically speaking...
where's the Fievel goes to?
Fievel goes east.
Fievel goes to the West Bank.
We have Fievel on the train tracks here. Strong history between Fievel and trains.
Oh gosh, this is
all the bamboo rats building the railway.
Bamboo rats, Jesus Christ!
That is an actual animal. I don't think because they were apprentice too.
We have a Cossack attack, which, okay, so at least this is more about anti-Semitism that happened in another country, not ours.
Well, yeah, I mean, that happened in the previous movie, right? Was there Cossacks in Fievel Goes West?
Yeah, they were fleeing.
Yeah, the dogs. Okay, so this is about the final filming and assembly of the movie that is, it is celluloid that is being touched by, little Fievel hands, as if Fievel made the movie about himself.
Fievel, written and directed and edited by Fievel, Mouse Quiz.
Yeah.
I do like when kids media does that, when they do behind the scenes stuff but still do it in character, because they don't want the kids to know that the character isn't real. That's cute.
Which implies that Fievel is a child actor, which carries a dark legacy to it, possibly.
I do like the idea that Fievel is actually 28.
Yeah, Fievel is Macaulay Culkin. He's having another moment right now.
And he's a part of, like, Scientology cult, and it's actually the 5 L's of like lust and learning and like all of the different values of this
Masonic
cult.
coding.
And so he's called 5L, and he's sent out into the world.
Yeah, he came out of the closet. He's married to the new Chuck E. Cheese. We're having a great time.
We have
Tiger
knows
the
where
hero.
Shelley
Miscavige is buried.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? Sorry, year of the
Fievel goes clear.
Tiger the hero, who's got the big mustache. He's a big orange
I like
cat.
Tiger. Every Don Bluth movie has a character voiced by Dom DeLuise that is like exactly the type of character I
Dom
like.
DeLuise is such a.
I like that he also kind of has the outfit of Doug Dimmadome over the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
He's a hog, though, kind of. Yeah, from Dukes of Hazzard. He's trying to get them.
Doug Dimmadones for soda.
Yeah, Doug Dimmadome for soda is exactly what that is. We have Desperado Gulch. I do love the painted backgrounds that they did in these movies back when people gave a fuck about movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God, this is bringing back some fucking memories, man.
Dom DeLuise, man. We just covered Haunted Honeymoon on the Look Good for the Boys podcast. Hey, that's a plug.
We do have, this is just a screenshot of the movie, so you can see it's already kind of grainy in the shot. So they closed in on this for the card.
That's cool.
Fievel's Rescue.
Yeah, I remember when manga was getting big, they would do that. They would take anime and do screenshots of it and print it like a manga and sell it to people.
Whoa.
We have Showdown with another big old dog. They used
to do that with live action films too, where they would make little photo playbooks where they would just take stills from the film and then.
Yeah, or like before home video, you could get like a 5-minute digest of a film on an 8mm you can hand crank. It was a whole different world. It was interesting.
I have one of those photo books of like the original, some of like the 1970s Godzillas.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. There was a Jekyll and Hyde one from the Frederick March Jekyll and Hyde too. Who is? Oh, that's the
Aristocat.
Yeah,
who's just saying mouse burgers. That's fun. And we do have my favorite radio show, Fievel and the Dog.
That's a drive time for sure. You're listening to Fievel and the Dog.
Yeah. You know, they didn't pick up on
flushing, belch, machine gun fire.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, I didn't pick up on this in the original, but yeah. One, I do love the painted backgrounds here, like this dusky blue with the clotheslines hanging from building to building. And the extremely, it is a Jewish mouse. I've never put that together, but that is a Orthodox Russian Jewish mouse character. That's like the grandfather or uncle character. And they're rolling down the street in an old tin can. Yeah, I guess I didn't put any of that together. Obviously, I went to a Catholic school, so why would I? And then finally,
it's Polish,
a different kind of guilt.
We have Cat R. Wall. The Take heed, all innocent rodents. This smooth-talking cat has mouse burgers on his mind, and he'll stop at nothing to enjoy his feast. With a nasty feline gang to back him up, Cat spells trouble. C-A-T spells T-R-U-O-U-L-B-L-O-U-L-B-E for the Mice of Green River, which is a character in the movie. I don't know. All I know about Green River is that there was a killer. So.
Yeah, that took them a long time to catch him.
He was
a cat. He was making mouse burgers. He was making woman burgers.
Yeah. R.I.P. Thank you for indulging me. I look forward to giving you. I have a couple packs of heavy metal magazine ones that are going to be going out too. So that'll be fun. But yeah,
the hamburger had only been in existence for 10 years by the time of the setting of Fievel Goes West.
So they were really experimenting, is what you're trying to say.
Well, I was trying to say, I was like, look, man, if Fievel Goes West is telling me that this cat is looking for mouse burgers before the human invention of hamburgers, we're going to have a problem here, Don Bluth.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was just fact checking, and it turns out 1880 is when hamburgers were invented, and Fievel Goes West takes place in 1890s. So
they do say in the movie that the hamburger is the iPod of sandwiches. So, which is a double anachronism.
Cat figure, actually.
Yeah. Pancreatic
it's
cancer.
Irony because now mice love living in hamburger restaurants. They actually kind of took over.
It's true. Anyways, before we go on, you have 2 pods. Say their names.
Two pods where I keep my pod people.
That's right.
Say their names.
Say their names.
Say their names. I have a podcast called Look Good for the Boys, a horror gossip podcast with my friend Philip, where we cover horror movies in a filter and angle that maybe other podcasts aren't doing. We get kind of catty about it. We rank victims of franchises by hotness. We offer couples counseling to characters in horror movies. We offer family therapy to characters in horror movies. We give awards. We discover fashion icons. It's a fun little show. We are just wrapping up our current season and getting ready to take a little hiatus before we come back in the summer with a new season. Which I'm not sure how we're going to start that yet. We have some ideas that I'm excited about. I think next season we're finally going to do our hot or not alive coverage of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. So I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but it's long awaited for us. The other podcast is called You Don't Even Like This Band. It is on the You Don't Even Like Podcast Network. It's with Adam Todd Brown and Travis Clark, and our traditional format is we dedicate a season to a band that you probably don't like. For example, we've done Limp Bizkit, we've done Korn, we've done Fleetwood Mac. We do good bands too.
We just did an episode on Korn, but not the way that you expect.
Is it?
And we have an upcoming band episode about Limp Bizkit, but not the way you
okay. Yeah, because we covered a guy whose name was Korn and was just like dragged into this Korn meme because he happened to be like the resident comptroller of Tupelo County or some shit. I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Yorba Linda Water District.
Yes, the Yorba Linda Water District. Like
Arthur Korn.
So for a minute there, if you Googled Korn with a K, you would have Korn, and then this smiling old man. So.
Also, with a name like Arthur, it's kind of difficult because there's a thing called corn art that is real big at the Minnesota State Fair.
Yeah. Buddy, you're talking to a Nebraska boy.
Yeah.
You and I have both been to the Corn Palace, okay?
Which is in South Dakota, which is just weird to me. That belongs in Nebraska or Iowa, one or the other.
I've been there and it sucks so much.
Yeah, you could just say that about any place in South Dakota for the most part.
Yeah.
It's a fun podcast, though. You Don't Even Like This Band. Check it out.
Cool. Well,
awesome.
We'll have to do like a collab on some goon band at some point in time, because I know that there have been something like that in the past. But
hell yeah.
I did want to share this with you. I don't know if I've actually shown you, but I finished up the items for you, Jay, and producer Steve for the card game. So, Andy, you have the sealed Androcell cube, which is just your name.
That's my name. I'm a cube. Hey, full circle.
It kind of does, now that I look at it, look like you have a cube of like rotting pizza. But yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like a little bit of a Hellraiser pain cube, but done in more of a Winslow style. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man,
yeah.
I love it. I love a gooey pizza looking thing.
Yeah, I just like little like dents and warts and blobs on shit. That's everything I do. So it's I had a lady over at one point in time, and she looked at some of my art and was just like, "So is this the kind of women that you're into?" Like an earnest question. Looked at some of my portraits, and I was just like,
"You mean people that don't exist?"
Yeah, like all of my illustrations are like, the ribs are all wrong. Everything's rotting and falling out. Like there's just like whole chunks of people that are missing. And she was like, well, I just didn't think that you would be into me, because I think that it would make more sense if you were into, women like the women that you draw. And I'm just like, you mean like dead body fantasy women? Like,
there are no women like the women I draw.
No, yeah. It's like my whole thing is that everybody's ugly. Come on.
So that's why you always take me to see the mummies at the museum.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You're just fucking jacking off to mummies.
Sorry. Oh, God. So then we have...
We call that a rat party, by the
way. Love it.
That's how we make the natural formaldehyde.
Sarcophagus.
All right. Off of the episode. Then we have Killam's Dented Bugle, which is for producer Steve, a.k.a. Killhamster. And so he has a bugle that's full of spiders. And then the Thesperocene rat catcher is Jay, surrounded by rats.
We love a bugle full of spiders. We love a Jay surrounded by rats.
Yeah. So pre-order now the game.
Bunch of files.
Hop on the Discord. Tennels, honestly. Hop on the Discord. I'm posting all sorts of art for it. It's coming out very soon. Blah, 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 blah.
I am honored, by the way. I think I've told you this before, but I'm really honored that I have a cube in the game.
Yeah, man. It's I knew I had to do something with you and all those stupid fucking movies that you like. It is a fun point of contention between me and Andy. Is like we both love the genres that we love and fucking hate each other's half of the genre.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very fun. It's a détente that we've agreed upon.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You hate slasher movies. I hate. Well, it's really just Skinamarink.
Yeah.
We don't have to get into it. I don't know why I'm bringing it up.
No, you hate The Mist too, which is
yeah. I love The Mist up to a point, and then it's that like I think it's a 50-50 so far from what I mean. I'm talking out my ass, but like I think half of the people I know are with me and hate that ending, and the other half love the ending. It's just a very thin rail, that ending, and you fall down the other side of it.
Okay, without giving away any spoilers, have either of you seen the first season of Severance?
No.
Yeah, I saw the first season.
I have not yet, but
there was
I'm going to.
Good. There was a 3-year production gap between the first and the second season, and I just watched the end of the first season last night. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
How did people sit around for 3 years? I would be pulling my fucking hair out. It's insane how that ends. But, yeah, worth a watch. Anyways.
All right, yeah.
I could see for miles and miles. I could see for miles and miles. I could see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles.
Jay, what do you have for us today?
All right. Well, today I was talking about doing open maps and measuring stuff, and we're going to be talking some more about measuring today, because today's episode I've titled it "The Dumbest Boy on the Forums," in reference to John Boyes' fantastic piece, "The Dumbest Boy Alive," about people arguing about how many days are in a week. Because this is not we're talking about people arguing over measurements, but not measurements in time. These are spatial measurements.
Yeah, one of the best videos by one of the best people to ever make videos. John Boyes is like, it's like there's a 10,000 good YouTubers out there, and John Boyes is like truly in a class of his own in terms of making really brilliantly thoughtful, incisive content about things that I do not give a shit about, but he makes them so compelling that it's like I absolutely hats off to everything this guy does. He has a fan for life. He made me give a fuck about the Atlanta Falcons for like 7 hours, dude. I haven't touched a football or watched football since I was like 5 years old.
I think if you were to do a word association with your name, I think football might be the last word to come up for me.
Yeah, Winslow Dumaine brittle bone disease is what that would come up. Yeah. And the rest of the word cloud.
He looked into football and it sprained his ankle.
The rest of the word cloud is Winslow Dumaine, brittle bone disease. Sorry. Yeah. So John Boyes fucking rips, and he has a thing called The Dumbest Boy Alive, and it's a very fun early episode of I didn't even notice this on the thing here. It's a calendar thing here. It says Sunday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Thursday, cat, dog, what? I never noticed that.
Yeah, for people who haven't seen it, it was an argument on the bodybuilding.com forums about how many days there are in a week, because people were talking about doing them every other day and how many times you do it in a week. And it's very funny. It had circulated a long time before that video, but that video is the best job, like encapsulating it and explaining it and presenting it in a funny way. So fantastic. Yeah.
Great video.
Yeah, very good. And so for our subject today, we're going to be going to the Hobbies, Crafts, and Houses subforum, which we don't go to too often. And we're going to the tool thread. The tool thread. Hammering on things was a minor secondary function of these tools. It's the subthread there. So that's the thread we're focusing on. And the actual poster we're posting on is this poster here. I am gay, spelled GEI, registered June 26, 2005. And his avatar is an anime guy wearing a Kansas City Chiefs hat with laser eyes. And it says, Chiefs, bitch.
Rolling with my homies. Lift up.
Yeah, and all these little gang, the gang tags under there. Taylor Swift fan. Also says when many different users state that they do not like or want me posting, which we will find out is actually quite true.
Yeah, I just see a Chiefs hat and I'm like, I don't need to know anything you have to say.
Are there any football teams that you see that and you think that might be a good person?
Probably not, actually.
No. I am unreserved. I'm the way that I am, like, still a Reddit atheist of like, no, this is foolish and you're wasting your time and you're just a child rape factory. We need to get rid of all of this. I'm still the same way with football. I don't give a fuck. It's sports ball. Shut up.
I love football, but
I know it's fine and good to have a hobby.
Yeah,
but like, I don't think that we should spend $1 trillion and like exterminate a species every time we want to have a big old football game. I think it's completely insane.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's like anything. It's been ruined and by capitalism. And I was watching. I'm into women's sports now more so than anything else, like women's basketball and women's hockey, and I feel like we're the people that I can identify with in my love of sports. Men wearing sports hats of men's football teams. It's just like, yeah, I love football, but I hate everyone who likes football, if that makes sense.
I'm very similar with metal and most video games, where it's like, I love the idea of gaming. I love the way that we can use interaction and ludonarrative to tell stories. But if anybody ever says that they're a gamer, I mean, like, it's going to be like the thing where in every episode of First 48 where they say that the head was nearly decapitated. You know what I mean? Where it's just like my knives are going to go straight through your spinal column before you even blink, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%. Because it's just like, I was watching a women's hockey game last night, and like, I loved it because it's just the game. It's just the sport, and that's what everybody's there for. You get into men's sports, and it's like everybody takes it too seriously. Everybody's whole thing is just like, it's the toxic masculinity effect too, but it's also the capitalism of it, where there's so much money involved that people can't take it serious. And it's like, this is a kid's game. Right. This is just a bunch of people chasing a ball or a puck or whatever, and it's funny. And that's why we do it. Don't make this serious.
The thing that is cool about like the ultra high exclusive kind of sports, when you get to, like, you know, the best golfers in the world, is that there is a part of me that naturally does like the fucking around with the maximums of human experience, where it's just like, I mean, like, I'm sure you've seen it.
Blankest blank, yeah,
the blankest blank, exactly that. But like, from the Falcons documentary, they show footage of Michael Vick running from one end of the field to another and like darting around all of these different tackles. And like, look, I've beaten Borderlands 2 Borderlands 1 more times than I can care to admit. I've beaten all the Silent Hills. I'm a fucking nerd. I do not give a shit about sports ever. But watching that dude move, it's like they sped up the footage. It's like CGI. It's unfucking-believable.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's the thing, that it occurs in any field. You know,
Yeah.
any field, any discipline, any interest, you get stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily need to appreciate all of the milieu of a thing to be stunned by that element in it, you know, because it exists in it exists in video games too. Like when you see somebody speed run a game in a way that's never been done before or whatever.
Honestly,
it's like, holy
yeah.
shit. Like
I watch a lot of speed runs.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I remember finding out that you can beat GoldenEye in like 8 minutes, and they're just like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, 8 minutes, you know? I love it. Anyways.
So you can appreciate it when you see that in another field, you know, whether it's sports, music, art, whatever. Like
Yeah, we're kind of on the other side of that here. A lot of the stuff we talk about is very niche, but the fact that the stories are funny and relatable is kind of what makes it transcend that a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, the more specific you get, the more relatable a thing can be, just because everyone responds to specificity in that way as well. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, whatever, man.
Farm
Being a
effect.
human's fucking strange.
It's true.
Be a panda, way better. So, yeah. So I have their info here. They registered June 26, 2005. Post count of 46,229 posts. That's 6.43 posts a day for almost 20 years.
Where's the grass? Where's the grass?
46,000 posts is just like, it's the thing where like, don't convince yourself that Twitter is a group of people that are, is like an even slice of the human race, right? It's people who want to be seen and heard.
Yeah.
And then at the upper echelons, it's truly intolerable fuckheads. Because I've spent times with power users, and it sucks.
Dude,
you know?
I'm not gonna. I almost started a podcast with someone who has like a really big Twitter account, and I still see them constantly. Like their tweets and posts cross, apps. Like it's like they get shared by meme accounts on Instagram all the time too, and it's like
rough.
I see that, and I'm like, man, like. I almost started a podcast with that person, and like after one meeting was like, fucking no way, because their whole life is just like
posting
is posting, and not just the posting, but like the metrics and the analytics of it, where it's like you're gaming this in a way that I don't want to understand. Like not only it's the opposite of watching Michael Vick or something, you know. It's no, this is the machinery that I hate, and it's really all you are. Like you really embraced it, and I can't, like, talking to you for 10 minutes drives me insane. I can't imagine like a creative endeavor with you. And I mean, more power to them, but like, yeah, you're right. It's a subset. It's not, it's people, it comes from this impulse of like people who never learned that not everything they think is interesting. Mm-hmm. And it follows that instinct right up to like pathological narcissists and sadists.
Truly, yeah. I mean, you did mention that to me that you were going to start a podcast with Grimes, and so I didn't know that you would.
Fuck, if it was Grimes, forget it. I would do it. I would no looking back. Like mutate me, turn me into something else.
Before it was Jay, it was me and Condoleezza Rice talking about the early internet. But yeah. Then we went double DEI and got rid of the black woman and put in an asexual panda furry. So we're doubling and tripling down there.
The fucking Bidenomics, baby.
That's right, baby. Reaganomics. All right. So I'm gay says 46,000 posts.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. They've had a couple names changed. Like for most of the time, they were known as Dr. Gitmo Moneyson, but they changed it. Now they've been I Am Gay for a few years now. So that's what I'm doing them by. And their rap sheet here is 138 infractions, over 3 pages long. This is a very punished poster, and they are personally banned from numerous subforums and large threads. Like people be like, you are not allowed to post in this thread anymore. You just cause trouble, or you're annoying. And I pulled up some highlights from their rap sheet here if you want to go through some of them.
Gay as an insult. The 2000s are over. User loses posting privileges for 6 hours. Andy, you want to take the next?
Yeah. Hi, please don't wish sterilization on anybody. Regardless of their shitty-ass politics, user loses posting privileges for 1 month.
Your posting has gotten very aggressive lately. Knock this shit off. Next time it's 30 plus or straight to a permaban. User loses posting privileges for 2 weeks. Also, this was in 2020, so we've talked before about people always towing the line. Like 4 years later, they're like, if you do this again, you're going to get permaban.
Yeah, we've already banned you for a month. Now we're stripping it down to 2 weeks.
Like, they just come back, man.
Yeah. No, you've got to nuke them.
Cyclists do not deserve death. What the fuck? User loses posting privileges for 1 day.
Cyclists do not deserve death.
Don't go wishing violence on others because you don't like the TV show they work on. User loses posting privileges for 1 day.
Okay, to be fair, I can see myself getting a few.
Oh, yeah. I've been responding to people on Twitter these days by just saying, kill yourself as soon as possible. Like, I think I was in on the mentions of, like, the Krasensteins, and I just said, Ed, I need you to go into your kitchen right now. Ed, this is so important. Go into your kitchen. Look under your sink. You're going to see a whole bunch of bottles there. Pick any of them, and you need to drink everything under your sink right now. It's so important. There's interesting information. There's metrics in there. You need to go.
God, I wish.
You see this green face? This is Mr. Yuck. He's your friend. Anything with Mr. Yuck you want to drink.
His tongue is out because he's so thirsty. And you need to drink as much as you can. If it clears a drain, it'll clear your mind. All right. So that's.
I just want to put that in my bio just so that it's like for everybody on here, kill yourself.
Kill yourself as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And I got one more highlight here. I'll read this so you don't have to. I am gay posts. They're talking about LGBT. Someone here goes, LGBTQ Twitter should pay for their crimes. And he responds, I hope they do. I hope they get dragged naked to their deaths behind Ford trucks. User was put on probation for this post.
Probation. So. This is what we're talking about here. This is the problem.
Yeah. Just don't do it again. Does it again. Don't do it again.
Yeah. I hope they get dragged. Jesus Christ.
Like the way I talk to my cats. Like, oh, you better not jump up there. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that this is literal decades of this. Like even back in 2000, I don't censor stuff normally, but there were some N-words in here I had to black out. Like this is a guy who has a long history of towing the line, so I don't want to feel too bad about how much fun we're going to make fun of him.
If you don't like me at my people deserve to be harmed for working on a TV show I don't like, you don't deserve me at my actual explicit racial slurs.
Yeah, I do like that one of those was, actually, I changed my mind. Go away, L Penis.
L Penis is one of their oldest names, too. Yeah. Their names are pretty funny, I'll give them that. So the story actually starts in March of 2020 when I Am Gay started posting in the tools thread because they were building a trellis during quarantine and they were inexperienced and wanted some help with that. So I have their little intro post explaining their project. This is a shitty MS Paint mock-up of what I'm building. It's an espalier trellis for a row of apple trees I'm planting along the side of my house. A lot of people doing this might just put the eye-hole screws for the trellis wire directly into their wall, but I didn't have that option because I couldn't plant my trees close enough to my house due to some foundation shit being in the way, or find eye-hole screws long enough to make that work. So I'm putting some 4x4s up on the wall and screwing the longest eye-hole screws I could find into that to make it stick out the right distance. And here's this little illustration of how he plans to stick out.
So this guy goes from just like misanthropic shit posting for 15 years, by the way. He's a user since 2005. And occasionally is still like in 2020 being like, oh, by the way, can I get some handyman advice?
I do love the multitudes that this man contains is like really wild, violent homophobia, crazy racism, just general aggression with every other type of person here, and is also like owns a house and is planting multiple apple trees. like I just like that it's a mixture between like that what is that game called, like Revenge and Stardew Valley. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like swinging from like all LGBTQ people deserve to be violently hate crimed. Also, what's your tip for eye hole screws?
Yeah, what's your tip with chamomile tea? Yeah.
All right, I might not be allowed to talk about anime anymore because I was too creepy, but I can still talk about tools.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
As long as it's not the band Tool. I have been banned from talking about the band Tool.
Give it up for Hatebreed Joe Para.
Very good. And so on April 40th of 2020, after this project is underway, they make a startling discovery. While working on my espalier trellis, I've made an extremely disturbing discovery that rulers and tape measurers do not, in fact, all measure the same, and now I am questioning everything I have ever done. Sigh boom, which is an emote of Psyduck's head exploding from
I mean, hold on. We have to take a minute to celebrate that is like a 4-frame GIF from back in the day of Psyduck holding his head, eyes bulging out, and then a bloody explosion of his entire head.
Yeah, that's a ludicrous fucking Jibs headshot right there.
Absolutely. God, that rocks. Anyways.
Oh, that's great, yeah. So, a bunch of mine differ by as much as 1/16 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch per foot, which may not sound like a lot, and in a lot of cases probably doesn't matter too much, except that the thing I'm building is 38 feet long and 10 feet high, and at lengths like that, those errors add up to some fuckery. So So just on the fact he's using he's like, I'm measuring this very long thing. Instead of using a tape measure, I'm going to take a ruler and go down it and measure it that way. And I'm getting inaccuracies. Obviously, it's the ruler's fault.
What is he talking about? Like,
are we sure that he's not in the house from House of Leaves?
That would be a very good twist for this.
Because, I mean, like, this is literally how House of Leaves starts, which if you haven't read it, please go read it. It's very good. I enjoyed it a lot. But it's basically a guy is trying to do some work on his house. He measures the outside, and it's smaller than the measurement of the inside. And he measures it again and again and again. And he keeps fucking up. And like it keeps saying that the inside of his house is bigger than the outside. And eventually he calls in some guys from the local college to like measure it out. And they're like, I don't know how this is happening. The inside of your house is bigger than the outside of your house. Long story short, there's a Minotaur. Please watch. Please read it. It's a very good story.
Yeah, this is very dumb House of Leaves in a way. Very much that like this doesn't happen.
It's House of Leaves if there wasn't actually like a weird, supernatural element. It's just he doesn't know where his thumbs end.
Yeah,
when he's
measuring. It is public housing of leaves is what it is.
Yeah. Continuing. So, apparently now I have to ask this thread to recommend me some accurate rulers, tape measurers, yardsticks, etc. And I kind of hate myself for asking that, but again, 38 feet, wrong rulers, shit fucks up.
Yeah. They're not wrong rulers, idiot.
I don't know enough about the material reality to... here's the thing. There's absolutely a chance that Home Depot's mass production of dog shit material, everything. Like, I don't know if you know anything about wood, but like if you've ever seen somebody like go to Home Depot and get me the straightest piece of lumber that they have, and you're gonna get something that looks like an Arby's curly fry. It's
2x4s aren't even actually 2x4. They're smaller than that because they shrink. Yeah. We're gonna learn a little bit about rulers in this one, but hopefully they show us what rulers they've purchased so far. So he says, here's what I've got. Shitty Home Depot yardstick, which, like you said, that's printed wood warps. Like, this is mostly like a paint store, basically.
Yeah.
2 shitty tape measurers, which just look like regular tape measurers.
I don't understand what makes them shitty. They look pretty unshit covered to me.
I do like that the brands here are Task Force and Great Neck, and their logo is a full giraffe. It is like head to toe of giraffe in a tiny little thing, which is just kind of like looks really like a soup ladle. But it's just I do like that at the tape measure company. They're like, well, we need a name for our company that apparently is going to exclusively make tape measures, and they were like, well, giraffe. And they're like, no, that's too on the nose. What about Great Neck? That won't have any blowjob references later on in life. So they just called it Great Neck. Great, good for them. I'm not against it. Though I do...
I like that. I like cute whimsical tool
I do want to start calling getting head not Great Neck, but calling it task force.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm gonna start calling it task force.
Oh man, no, my girl came by last night and I gave her some task force.
Yeah, she got the nylon coated blade. If you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying. Give her that extra mark. 25 foot. Anyways.
Lufkin 100-foot tape measure. This one is probably the most accurate tape measure I have, but it just measured a piece. But it just measured a piece of wood as being 7 foot 6 inches long when it was actually about 5/16 of an inch longer than that.
Yeah.
Like a 100-foot cloth measuring tape. So this guy's bought a lot of measurements.
My question is, how does he know it's actually longer than that? Like what? You know what I mean? Like if this is the thing he's measuring with, that's the length of it. Or is there another thing he's measuring with?
Luckily, yeah. No, this is the final one here. This is apparently the only really accurate measuring device I
should have waited.
One of those like 10-cent plastic rulers they give you in math class, like the type that you bend on the table and it goes.
Yeah, you put it in the binder rings of your trapper keeper.
Yeah, I reason that warps less and is also like cut from a mold. So that's looks like a liquid injection type of thing where they like, of course it's going to always be 1 foot because the steel mold that they make them in is not going to warp. Whereas the long ribbon of aluminum or whatever the fuck they make the measuring tapes out of, that's going to warp over time, right? That's my guess.
I mean, maybe, or maybe they're just trolling.
Those are both way more reasonable answers than what we're actually going to get. So yeah, so I will say first off, before we get into that, people do point out that this is woodworking. You don't really need that precise of measurements for it. It's more about stuff fitting together. As long as you're using the same implement and it all lines up, it should be okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing when you get into like maths and physical reality of measurements and data. It's like nothing is ever perfect. Nothing is ever on the dot. There's always variation. And the point is, hey, does it work? Then okay, it's fine. You don't got to sweat the numbers. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's this isn't, you're not machining things out of like millimeters of metal. You're just slapping some shit together.
It's a trellis with some fucking, apple trees or something? Like, it's not.
Who cares?
You're not building a space shuttle.
Right.
Yeah, people are going to be driving past this, most of the people who see it. Like,
kids, why are you putting so much time on this? You got posting to do. Get online and throw some slurs out there. You are on the clock.
Come on. 46,000, those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, this is a distraction from your calling.
You need whatever Elon Musk has been taking that allows him to post every 2 hours every single day for the past 3 years.
Man.
Yeah. So, and also people are pointing out that, like I mentioned earlier, since he's measuring something long, he shouldn't be taking a ruler and flipping it over. He should be using a tape measure because every time you move it, you're introducing user error. And even if you measure it perfectly, things could still move. And that's probably what the source of his errors is. He's like, no, it has to be the rulers that are wrong. Like, they just started talking about how remedial this is. In the third grade, I watched a PBS thing about how to do this. Like, they were about teaching you how to measure volume. And it was like, first they were using the foot, then the yard, and then they were measuring it. Like, as someone who is into building stuff, I get not knowing something. Like, I don't really think common sense is a real thing. I think it's totally understandable to not know something, but this degree of like, just the degree of this is very funny to me.
What's that hyperfixation on the and I say this as someone with ADHD. It is like the paralysis of like, oh, what if it's not right? I can't do it unless it's right. Like, I can't just move ahead on something. It has to be laid out in a way. And I can't lay it out in a way, so I'm going to fucking spiral.
Getting hung up on those small details because the project as a whole is really intimidating and new. I'm very relatable.
Take it from the guy who has a 16-point checklist on every single one of 450 plus cards.
Yeah.
It's a fucking nightmare. I just did
but you're doing it. You're not getting on Reddit and being like, I can't figure out how this card should look,
I'm posting about it on Instagram and getting 20 likes out of my 13,000 followers. I'm just frustrated right now. I'm very frustrated. That's what that is.
Yeah. Well, the internet is not.
I was messaging Sam Gordon and I just said, look, I'm not saying Heil Hitler and I'm not wiggling my tits in front of the camera. What more can I do? And I, maybe I do need to get a nice pair of milkers so that I can just get a couple fucking likes on this goddamn app.
Yeah, get some titties, Winslow.
Yeah.
Become a VTuber.
Yeah, become a VTuber. Yeah, exactly that. I'll just go to the store and get a couple cantaloupes. Just anyways.
Continuing, I Am Gay has another post here. They go, checking a new Empire ruler I got at Home Depot. The marks appear to sync up with this internet ruler I used to check ruler accuracy. But only if I look at... Yes, we're going to find out what that is, yeah. But only if I look at them with both eyes open. If I look at them with one eye closed, it looks off a bit. Am I supposed to look at them with both eyes open or with one closed? I'm developing a problem. Help me.
I would say you're developing a few problems.
Yeah, like parallax is something I think, again, like by third grade, most people figure out parallax, that your eyes are apart so they have slightly different perspectives.
Yes. It looks to match when I do
also,
this.
Is he doing like the camera 1, camera 2? Camera 1, camera 2. Was that what I'm getting at here?
Yeah. It looks different when I have one eye open and when I have both.
I was going to say, you could convince him probably to go down a whole rabbit hole with like, well, what you need to do is check your left eye against your right eye.
The guy was wiggling the pencil and it started flopping around? I don't get it.
I do.
He pulled his thumb off. You don't understand. He did this. His thumb was off.
Where was the quarter? I just cleaned my ears.
I just cleaned my ears. What the heck? I just cleaned my... There was no quarters in there this morning.
Quarter in there? I showered today. I swear to God, and I haven't gone swimming in quarters since.
Yeah, I haven't visited Scrooge in months.
I've been diving in the pool.
Banned from Scrooge's place for using the N-words.
Yes, say what you will about Scrooge McDuck. He is an ally to all of the races.
Yeah, he's sort of a Warren Buffett. Excessively wealthy.
I Am Gay got banned from Duckbird's message board for being racist against the Scottish.
Morphine makes the holy known.
It's because he said the Scottish all deserve to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. I didn't know that was like an old like racial stereotype about the Scottish, was that they were cheap, and that's kind of the joke with Scrooge McDuck is that he's a Scottish guy who's rich but doesn't spend any money. That's why Scotch tape is called Scotch tape, because it was cheap.
Oh my God! So it's
like,
still a fucking offensive stereotype. This whole time I've always been like, it's kind of refreshing. There's some other stereotypes they could have gone with. They could have made Scrooge McDuck something else, if you know what I mean. I'm glad they stuck away from that. Well, nope, turns out still a problem.
I do like the idea of what do slurs sound like with the duck voice.
Yeah, it's a good thing we can't understand.
It's probably all slurs. Yeah,
it was the 20s, man.
It was fucking rough, man. Though I do like that we're looking at a diagram of the parallax viewpoint distance versus like viewpoint A, viewpoint B, like how all of this sums together to create how we view the world. And we're expecting a goon to understand that when we're regularly seeing on Twitter people holding up a towel in front of a mirror and looking at it from the side and then seeing their face from behind the towel and then asking, how does the mirror know? How does the mirror know? How does the mirror know is one of those things where it's like, I think that should like, if you say that, it should like be flagged on your permanent record.
Dude, it's open the fucking
I put my mirror in my flatbed scanner. How come I'm not seeing my reflection on the computer?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, this is why we get Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah.
This is why we get this kind of shit. Is people... I had a friend... Friend is a fun word. I had a coworker when I was in high school. I was working in a movie theater, and like late at night, we were closing up and we're talking about stuff. When you're working with people, you talk about shit, I guess. And
thanks, Andy.
hey, you been a person for long? You heard about this? But we were talking about showering, and one of the guys said, and this is a guy who was older than me. I was 16, he was 18, and he said, we're talking about showering habits, and he was like, I don't really like wash my ass too much. I don't spread my cheeks apart to clean in there because that means you're gay if you do that.
Oh yeah.
And the supervisor who was with us, who was 2 years older than him, 20, I think she was like, yeah, that makes sense. And that's when I was like, yeah, nothing's ever going to shock me again. Like, no stupidity is ever going to be surprising to me because I just heard this.
When I was working at Walgreens, an older lady, older, I was a young guy, so she was probably just 40, right? She was working in the pharmacy.
She's younger than me now.
I know. But she just like very matter-of-factly just said like, well, yeah, there's no reason for two men to ever touch unless they're like at a funeral or something. Like you can have one hug if you're at a funeral, but that's it. But there's no reason for two men to touch.
What happens if we do? Is it like in Time Cop? Do we swallow each other?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like you know when Neo touches the mirror.
How does the mirror know that?
How does the mirror know?
That's the Matrix.
It's all the Matrix. Yeah. There you go.
I guess I have a wholesome example of that from Fred because he's very brilliant, but he grew up in the foster system, so he was sheltered in some weird ways with the religious families. He grew up like this year he learned about Groundhog Day for the first time. I told him Groundhog Day was coming up. He's like, "What's that? You mean the movie?" And I was like, "No, it's an actual holiday." He's delighted by the top hats and the guy. Like that's the fun version of it when you learn about something you didn't know about, and it's actually like a nice.
Oh
thing.
man, you had the greatest opportunity to like just make up something for what Groundhog Day is.
Oh yeah, it's when they let the groundhogs run through the city, like the running of the bulls in Spain.
Imagine explaining the Tooth Fairy to an adult that's never heard of it, and just like, all right, so when a child's got bones falling out of their mouth, there's this bug that crawls in and buys them, buys them in the local currency and adjusts for inflation. I do want to see like a reimagining of fairies and Tinkerbell and the Tooth Fairy that are like more true to what they really are, which is just bugs. They're just
There was a 2000s horror movie called Darkness Falls, where the twist is you find out it's an evil tooth fairy.
It is. And there's actually around that same time there was another movie called The Tooth Fairy. I want to say it was sort of the original script for Darkness Falls, I think, was changed for Darkness Falls, but then I think they took that original script and made another movie from it called The Tooth Fairy. They might not actually be related. I might just be doing that because they're both Tooth Fairy movies. But what was my point? It doesn't matter. I just don't understand any of that shit where it's like, I'm an adult child. I'm your parent. I'm your protector. And I'm just going to let this supernatural insectoid creature into your room at night while you sleep to take a part of your body. Yeah. Nothing weird.
Honey, I can't stop the bone collector. All we can do is accept the offering that they leave us.
The bone bug. Anyways, long story short.
I would probably, by the way, for a Groundhog Day fake, I would probably go with everyone eats a groundhog. That's what we like. You have to capture and eat a groundhog, or you're going to have bad luck for the remainder of the year.
Yeah, Lent is starting. This is when you eat your groundhogs.
Yeah, because it's technically
they start doing fish sandwiches because you can't eat groundhog anymore.
Yeah, well, that's you eat groundhog, and that's a hamburger, and then you turn that into a mouse burger.
Not even a groundhog. You just have to eat ground pork on Fridays.
Anyways,
sorry.
No.
So he mentioned using an internet ruler as his basis to judge which all the other ones were accurate. And his internet ruler was his website.
Elon Musk.
It was his internet ruler was a website called iruler.net, which like uses your browser's data to put a ruler up on the screen, which seems to be relatively accurate. But again, this is that seems like the easiest point of failure in all this. Maybe his web browser isn't calibrated right, but no, he's like, no, this website says that this is an accurate ruler, so I'm using it, and none of the ones I've bought match up with this. So therefore, all the ones I bought are wrong because this one says it's right.
This is like, one step away from him going down to get a $5 footlong and being like, and just squishing it against his screen and being like, well, clearly the internet's incorrect because this is a $5 footlong.
He's about to get into a fist fight with a sandwich artist and get perma-banned from all Subway locations.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Yeah, this is my question. How is he using this internet ruler? Is he printing it out and then holding it up to things?
He's holding it up to the monitor.
And he's not adjusting for the size of the print. I don't. What? Yeah, just the monitor. He's just grabbing random rulers and holding it up to his monitor, like.
Yeah, he's just holding up to his laptop screen, I guess, or his desktop.
But then, how is it? Is he making sure that the image is at 100%?
That's the fun part.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't mean
for
to.
this.
I don't mean to guess the Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
that's
think
fine. No, that's fine. That's-
N-word guy who was into weird child rape anime is going to be very persnickety about his ruler habits.
He's a loser. He's a loser.
The level of buffoonery is so obvious that people just start having fun. Like that poster from Takeso, get an inspection microscope and use both eyes.
Coxie says, count the number of atoms per foot. It's the only way to be sure. I do like the thing that has happened recently where people are talking about renaming the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. And one note that people keep mentioning is like this perfect back and forth that, well, there's actually more of that Gulf. It has a border with America, so it should be the Gulf of America because we have more of the border. And then the response is technically true, which is, well, all borders everywhere are limitless because you can continuously measure borders down to the subatomic particle and on and on and on. So we're comparing multiple infinities, you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter who has the longest border. This is just stupid and racist, but
also, when
whatever.
you think about it, like, where is the water? You know, who does the water belong to? Because this is the same water that touches Africa. So why not call it the Gulf of Africa?
Yeah, we should call it the Gulf of Poland because Poland Springs is where we get all of the bottled water around here.
I think we should call it the Gulf of Hurricanes because that's where they come from and it's everyone's problem.
Yeah.
I did see Micah Brucey's thought, which was just calling it the Gulf of Micah Brewski.
Despite that ribbing, I Am Gay comes back on April 6th. They go, I just ordered 2 Starret rulers on Amazon, and I hope that's the last time I ever have to do that. And then in parentheses, it won't be. I cannot unknow what I know.
You can't unknow what you know because you don't know it.
What is a Starret? Is like a really faint, like nice brand?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I found Starret makes precision rulers for machine shops. Like a 2-inch Starret ruler is $30. These are very expensive for like people who are doing machine work who need like precise like sub-millimeter measurements. That's what Starret rulers are for. So
not for somebody dealing with a trellis at home situation.
Yeah, not for woodworking. And he says, I found out that Amazon sells rulers that cost over $5,000.
I have to say that it is funny that when you're using a ruler that's this precise, in order for you to be able to see it, they have to have those lines on it, right? But like those lines, because of the thickness of those lines, they have like a degree of variability to them where like an inch has to stop. I mean, imagine
you can't.
Yeah,
you can't get down to a small enough hash mark for it to be accurate if that's what you're looking for.
Right, exactly. I do also have to say that my favorite business name of all time, and I drive all over the fucking country. I see businesses everywhere. And big Winslow heads, Dumaniacs know what I'm about to say. But the there's a machine shop in Omaha that has this like rusting metal sign. It's just a guy's like yard that he turned his garage into a machine shop. His name is Earl Loveless, and the machine shop is called Loveless Machine Grinding. And that is the name of the first Meshuggah album. You know what I mean?
What I think is funny is how many Republican senators you'll find on Loveless Machine Grinder.
Yes, exactly. Loveless Machine Grinder. That's so funny. Rage against the Loveless Machine Grinding.
Dude, yeah, I mean, you can go on forever. That is amazing.
It's such a good name.
I mean, there could be
Loveless Machine Grinder, the dating site for drone people.
I do like the micro businesses that pop up on Google because there's apparently a like out of a kitchen, like out of the back of a kitchen pizza shop whose name on Google is Canna N-word Get a Slice, which I think fucking rules. Which is like, hey, that is their business. They get to say it. And I do love that they have self-selected their own audience, because I can't go there and
No, can't order from them. And I respect that.
I could never work there because I can't answer the phone.
Yeah, this is not just a black owned business. This is a black patronage only business.
And you know what? Touche.
Yeah, more power to you. I respect it.
Yeah, walk into H&R Block and the guy's like, oh boy.
That's funny, doing the taxes for that business. Oh, man.
Yeah. And also, like, part of the reason why Star rollers are expensive and why there are rulers that cost over $5,000 is because they're actually partnered with the National Institute of Standards and Technology. The rulers they sell are calibrated. They are, like, inspected to make sure that they are accurate. So that's one of the reasons they're so expensive, is you are sure that you are getting accurate rulers when you buy them.
Are those...
So remember that when he gets his...
Are those the people that make the peanut butter? Do you know what I mean? Like the standard issue, like $6,000 peanut butter?
What?
I don't know,
okay, pull up your thing and Google scientific standard peanut butter.
All right.
Is this
Okay, that's NIST. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
NIST. Okay, so it's $1,830 for standard peanut butter, which
Shut
is...
the fuck up.
You get 3 cases of 170 grams of... Man, when I fucking get loaded off of some bullshit, I am going to do a live stream of me eating the standard issue peanut butter.
Yeah, I need to do this.
I did not know about that. That's hilarious.
It's for food and cosmetic component standards. So this is what they use to test like the quality of peanut butter.
You can request a bulk order. Who is doing that? Sorry.
So this is like how there's the kilometer in France. This is the peanut butter.
Yeah, dude. I want to. I mean, that's another website we're gonna have to do like a little mini-sode on.
It's so expensive because the soul of George Washington Carver is trapped in the machine.
Of course, makes it. Yeah.
So later this same day, I Am Gay posts again. Well, that's the last time I ever asked Home Depot to cut 4x4s for me. The guy working the saw today was an absolute fucking idiot. His cut measurements were off by an inch or more at least 3 times that I counted. And then even when they got corrected, he still made several cuts that were off by hilariously stupid margins. I don't even mean the usual 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch you'd expect from a saw cut. I'm talking upwards of half an inch. Which
that is okay. Am I wrong in saying that is? Half an inch is a lot to be wrong, so I'm curious as to what happened. What happening here?
Well, from what I understand, when you get at a big box store and you get your wood cut, it's mostly just so it fits in your car. You're supposed to take it home and then do the fine cuts from there. So this is like this is like a retail worker who is just like cutting off bits and then being like, no, you have to do this very precise cut for me that they wouldn't normally be doing.
Yeah, and
it's not like when you go to the deli and they have you tell you how thick you want it or whatever.
I gotta say, I do feel like this is one of those both can be true scenarios. Like, this guy is an idiot, but also like maybe the guy working at Home Depot is also a fucking idiot this one time.
Yeah. And also, this is during quarantine. This is April 2020, so I can see the people working there maybe not on the top of their game. No,
everybody's things are up in the air at April 2020, and I mean they haven't come back down.
And that is 420. So I mean, there's a lot of different things that could be happening.
Dude, no, straight up, he was just high. Come on.
Yeah, truly.
Well, you don't got to be a detective. Yeah, good call, Winslow.
Yo, man, you ever go to Home Depot on weed?
You ever eat National Scientific Standard peanut butter on wheat?
I'll bet that's fucking amazing.
I want to point out, when you look at the website, it also lists recommended products. The baking chocolate is the recommended product, and it is $1,840.
I'm not against it. I would slamp that shit all together, man. That sounds good as hell.
You get the peanut butter, I'll get the chocolate. We'll put them together,
and we'll just run at each other. It makes me think like the scientific standard peanut butter makes me think of the scene in The Master. Where is it? The Master? It's where Joaquin Phoenix is drinking the accelerant out of torpedo tubes when he was.
Oh yeah, the propeller
juice out of because he's working on like a submarine and he was just
that's actually the only P.T. Anderson movie I haven't seen.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yeah. I do got to see it though.
It's good. I was way too young to appreciate what it was about. But I remember thinking just like, I know that you can't do this ostensibly in Hollywood without like getting, abducted. But like, fuck it. They should have just said, this is about Scientology.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Yeah,
it would have been a lot more fun if Philip Seymour Hoffman was actually doing an impression of
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah. Supreme ruler. Like, he had a very funny way of talking.
LL Cool J. Yeah.
He was a pulp novelist.
Pulp novelist who buried treasure. Yeah. And also not a sexual predator.
In our DVD collection, we have some of Scientology's like things they would send out about like psychology, this business of death. Very funny to have in there.
Asking questions about your day will kill you. Yeah.
Right, so the next day on April 7th, he posts, meanwhile, in super OCD accurate ruler news, my 4-foot star ruler arrived today, and somehow it's off too. I checked it against my one good ruler and 2 or 3 online rulers, and they all show it being off by the same amount, which makes no sense considering Starrett is supposed to be a pretty good brand for ruler accuracy.
Pretty good? Didn't he just say it was like the standard?
That's like
well, it's wrong, so obviously
they
not.
like are one step away from like the original yardstick that is kept in a chamber. You know what I mean? Like how they have the what do you call them? They have like the gram and kilogram weights that are just in like an airtight box deep underground.
Yeah, platinum iridium rod and
I mean the conclusion he should draw here is that his one good ruler, as he calls it, is maybe not the standard to go by.
It's so
you would think that
we're gonna get. I know. I have an idea of where this goes, and it's pissing me off.
Oh my
already.
god! The next part of I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I took my good ruler with me to Home Depot and Lowe's, and I checked all the rulers they had in stock to see if any of them agreed with mine. None of them did, and I am starting to go insane.
I want a movie about this because I want a montage of him just at all of these different stores with his ruler, just checking shit.
I could just picture Conor O'Malley doing this.
Conor O'Malley would be perfect, but I also really want to see Michael Shannon and just play it as fucking grave and as straight as possible. Where he's just like, you can imagine his like hard hammer fucking thumbs just like pulling out the measuring tape and like marking it with a pencil, and you just see like this cloud form over his face as he realizes that the fucking numbers are wrong. And I want it to have the mood of Take Shelter. If you've ever seen Take Shelter,
I love that movie.
Is such a good one.
Plus, when he's doing his little chud posts, it'll be more harrowing to see Michael Shannon than Conor O'Malley doing it.
Is he a chud?
No, I mean I am gay.
Oh, no,
I am gay.
Oh,
chud.
okay. I was about to say, it's like
one of the reasons I love that guy is like when Trump was running for president, he had a thing where he's like, if your grandma is voting for Trump, she belongs to the urn now. That was such a good. She belongs to the urn.
I'm not going to imagine anyone that has a Michael or an REM cover band as a chud.
Right.
Like
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah,
he just plays a lot
big
of them
fan of Michael Shannon.
He's got resting chud face.
Yeah, God, he's so good. Anyways,
he's amazing. He's the best part of that JGL Seth Rogen Christmas movie. Have you seen that? It's called The Night Before.
No,
it's not. Look, it's one of those like mid-aughts fucking Apatow style comedies. But Michael Shannon plays a drug dealer in it, and he's amazing in it.
Okay, if we're talking about Michael Shannon Christmas movies, I have to ask, have either of you heard of the movie Pottersville?
Yes. I have not seen it. It looks so fucking strange.
It is so bizarre. It is like a Christmas movie that stars him, and it's named after Pottersville from It's a Wonderful Life, but it has nothing to do with it. And the premise is he catches his wife is a furry having sex with another guy in a fursuit because she thinks he's boring. So he puts on a monkey costume and gets really drunk and runs around the city, and they think it's a Bigfoot. So the city business picks up because all the Bigfoot hunters come. It is a wild movie.
And the cover, Jesus Christ.
It's got the art for it. The key art for it is like Lifetime original.
It looks like a Hallmark movie.
Hallmark Christmas movie. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've ever wanted to see Ron Perlman dressed in a fursuit explaining what furries are, this is the movie.
I only Google that every morning. Also, his
Yeah.
wife is Christina Hendricks. Kill me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christina Hendricks in a bunny
Jesus
costume.
Christ.
So a little something for everyone there.
All right, guys, pod's over.
McShane.
Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, Ian McShane is the town drunk.
Jesus Christ.
Weird movie.
Anyways,
Yeah. Yeah, so I Am Gay concludes, guys, literally all I want is a 3-foot or 4-foot, maybe 6-foot ruler that agrees with my good 12-inch ruler. That's it. That's all I ask for.
Isn't
Having a
that all
longer
anybody
ruler-
wants? Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, all everyone wants is a good 12 inches, yeah. That's all I ask for. Having a longer ruler would help me out immensely with this project I'm working on, but that 12-inch ruler is the only one I've been using to measure everything up till now, so any other ruler I get needs to sync up with that one. So that's his thought process. I've already done all the measurements with this one ruler, so every other one is wrong because all the measurements have to match those first ones.
Yeah. What? I mean, that's Western civilization. We went all in on this thing that doesn't work, but we have to measure everything else against it.
Yeah, when they say measure twice, cut once, it's because the second time it doesn't line up, you just ignore it.
Steely72 says, "Are you building a space shuttle? Just get a 16-foot Stanley tape measure and use it for the next 50 years."
Yeah, like if you live somewhere with a Harbor Freight, they send you coupons for free tape measurers all the time.
Yeah, also, yeah, I agree. You're not building a space shuttle. It doesn't fucking matter.
Tater Salad says, don't measure a 2x4. You'll be shocked at the secret lumber companies don't want you to know. But yeah, this is all made up. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And also, so a poster here, Jaded Burnout, shows up and they go, I just checked a bunch of different tape measures and rulers against my calipers, and they were all equal and accurate to 0.1 millimeters over 100 millimeters, even the no-name roofer square. So I'm going to vote user error on this one. So this guy actually checked his work and was like, I went there with my machinist calipers. These are all right. I think you just messed up. These guys actually have the tools to go out there and prove him wrong. But someone asks him, how do you know your good ruler is good? He goes, I don't know if my good ruler is good, but it's the one I've been using to make and double check all my measurements up till now, and it agrees with the accurate actual size ruler images I found on Google. So he's been doing Google image searches for rulers too, and using that as his point of comparison.
What?
Yeah, so that too. He's like, well, I looked up an accurate ruler on the internet. The internet would never lie to me.
Googled it. And at no point does he have like a moment to stop and think about that.
Yeah, the fact that this is over the course of days too.
It just makes me think of like when you have a kitten and you can be like, my kitten is 3 packets of sugar long and 2 apples tall. You know what I mean? Yeah. I do like to think of a guy who's like, who's trying to pick up a gal. He's like, I'm looking for a gal who weighs no more than 100 apples.
Yeah, there's whenever British people make fun of us for using pounds, it's like, you guys use stones. What are you talking about? I have no idea how much 7 stone is. When you say someone weighs 12 stone, that doesn't mean anything.
Who fucking knows? Yeah. No, I do think that like the best summary of that exact relationship is the guy who goes, there's a TikTok of a guy going like, oh, fish and chips? Oh, we like Lay's? Oh, you mean like, oh, we call those French fries. That's funny. And then it just cuts to like the most hideous SpongeBob face with like all the jagged teeth. And it just goes, well, at least our schools aren't shooting galleries like Call of Duty. It's like, so many times Americans are just like, oh, that's funny that you do it. Oh, we call them trucks. You call them lorries. Well, at least our schools.
Yeah, well, at least we didn't destroy our country. Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah. At least we have
like,
free healthcare. Nope.
I do like Harry Potter on Ice said, it's a series of periods between 2 brackets, and it just says 1 inch on my phone screen, if that helps. That's so fucking funny. Here's what an inch looks like to me, and it's just like somebody holding up a piece of paper from 5 feet away.
Yeah, an inch. Oh, that's my 2 pinky joints right here. See?
Yeah, exactly.
Just use your actual foot. That's a foot. There you go. Done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was invented by John Foot.
Every single human being's foot is the exact same length. Don't you know this?
I do like that the guy that does the Primitive Technology channel on YouTube's name is John Plant. I think that's very, very, it's an aptronym, you know? It's very perfect for him.
Yeah.
But Winslow, he's actually called Plant because he's a government plant to plant misleading information. It's not because
You're thinking of John Saya.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
He's referring to I'm gay. What you are being told that it doesn't seem like you understand. Your measuring devices are fine. They're both the wrong ones for this job and you're doing it wrong. Stop blaming the accuracy of the incorrect tools you're using in the incorrect way. You don't have a tool problem. You have a skill and technique problem.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
he hits it when he says, maybe I should throw out all my measurements and start again. Yes, that's what you do.
Yeah. I did one step. I've gone too far.
I don't think you build a trellis with like the ruler that came with your trapper keeper. I just don't think that's.
I've had this ruler since 6th grade and it's never steered me wrong.
This ruler made me the man I am today.
It's just like me. It's white and plastic.
Yes.
Full of holes.
Covered in holes and black lines. I don't know what is happening.
Kids are always hitting it against a desk and their teachers are always yelling at them for it for some reason. This poster here, Jaded Burnout, has a long post here, but this is like the good, like, the come to Jesus moment here. They go, also, and I mean this in the most helpful way I can, you seem to have a habit of running out and buying new tools when you're not getting the sort of results you expect with your current tools without pausing to understand why your expectations aren't meeting up with reality. Then your new tools don't work either and you get frustrated and buy more and more tools on the assumption that tool quality is the issue. I don't think a Makita hammer drill is going to break within a week of normal use. I don't think a Starrett rule is off by any amount or you or I have the ability to measure. Your assumptions, techniques, or understanding are faulty, not your tools. And the hammer drill is a reference to something else in the thread. One of his things is he was going to buy a thing and he was like, I don't know, I should probably get this like basically like a contractor one instead of a prosumer one because he was worried about it breaking. And they're like, dog, you're building a trellis. It's fine.
Yeah.
Stop rushing, take a pause, do your best to understand the source of an issue before jumping to before jumping to a solution. If it helps, very practical and slim textbooks exist, in the UK at least, to help guide apprentice carpenters through common tasks and processes. And we're happy to help you out if you're willing to take your time.
I do like that he's like very practical and slim textbooks exist. Not many reading, not much words.
Not very good for measuring, unfortunately. But
yeah, I'm expecting I am gay N-word pedophile poster is going to take all of this.
Oh, he's going to totally be calm about this.
He's gonna be totally cool about all of this. Is that right? Is that what we're getting into?
This is actually a very pleasant surprise. I have the reply here. I am gay says, all right, I'll forget the rulers and start using a tape measure. I've always had a hard time trusting tape measures for anything requiring accuracy because I never know how far off the hook end is. But yeah, y'all are right. Fewer times moving a measuring device should result in less mistakes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I put a star on that bit about the hook being inaccurate because that's intentional. The reason why the hook moves around is so you can put it either over or in front of the thing you're measuring and it wiggles around to make up for that extra 1/16 of an inch. It's called true zero. It's a feature. So he was misunderstanding a basic feature of a tape measure and assuming it meant the entire thing was inaccurate.
Yeah, just assuming that tape measure is a thing that people have been using for I don't even know how long, just has this built-in flaw that no one is talking about except for him. Totally.
Man, that true zero illustration would make a fucking wicked album cover.
That's like a shellac album or like mineral or something.
A KMFDM true zero, yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of the things they talked about in the thread. They taught him about that, and also like all the little features, like how there's like a scribing tool on the edge, so you can like mark wood. There's the nail grab, so you can like put a nail in and hang it on there. Like, yeah, they have a bunch of little features. They mark off like the width of the studs and everything. Just cool stuff.
I love when a single tool is machined to have as many possible features as it can. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the Chinese entrenchment tool that you can use to like cut vegetables, dig a hole. Like you can shave with it. Like it does all of these different things. You can open a bottle, open a can. Like it's just this ultimate fucking tool. And I just love one of those Omni tools like that.
Yeah, those are fantastic. I have always, throughout my entire life, been cripplingly perfectionistic about everything. From school homework to projects like this one. I get hung up obsessing over little details, and if I can't do something exactly perfect, I tend to not do it at all. Believe it or not, I actually used to feel like...
I'm so sorry I have to interrupt, because that is what losers say. That is what losers fucking say. Where, you know what I mean? Just like the number of people who are just like, well, I was a gifted kid, so if I can't do it perfect, I don't even try because I'm so smart. It's like, no, you were really good at like multiplication tables in the 4th fucking grade.
I mean, this is also me.
And yeah, I know it is, but
same.
you know, you and I have been friends for long enough that
I'm not taking it personally. Yeah,
you also do things.
Sometimes I do. Yeah,
I just know a lot of people who are just like, oh yeah, it's very much the same energy of like, oh yeah, I would join the Marines, but if some guy started fucking yelling at me, I would fucking punch him, dude. I couldn't take
go to prison because my hands are lethal weapons. So
yeah, it's just like, oh no, I'm so good at these things, and I'm so like, I'm a perfectionist. It's like the people
who are like, I can't be hypnotized, or I can't therapy. I'd go to therapy, but it doesn't work on me.
Yeah, no, my problem's too fucked up. Too fucked up. That's what it says.
I tried enlisting. They said, you're too good at killing. You'll make the other soldiers feel bad. It's DEI bullshit.
Yeah. Natural born. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. Anyways.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I actually used to be a lot worse than this. When I was in middle school, I don't think I finished a single shop project. During the 2nd semester of 8th grade, my shop teacher let me use the shop room during lunchtime, alone and unsupervised, so I could catch up on stuff.
I also tried. I don't think letting him alone unsupervised in his shop class was a good idea. Like, I don't think any student that's good for it, but especially not this guy.
Yeah.
No, I remember I skipped out of going to mass once in my when I was in Catholic school in the 8th grade, and I just like on the I guess it was the earliest version of YouTube because the Super Bowl titty incident had just happened, and YouTube was started shortly after that because of that. So I remember just while everybody else was at like some Catholic mass thing, I was just on YouTube looking up Marilyn Manson videos. Anyways,
yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. When I was a substitute, that was a very quick lesson I learned: was don't let the kids on the computers.
Right,
Although
of course.
It was kind of like because I'm me. I'd be like, what are you doing on 4chan? They're like, how do you know what 4chan is? I was like, get off there.
Right.
Yeah. Fun times, yeah. And so, I guess continue. He goes, I also tried to start a vegetable garden in the same part of my yard that this trellis is going in now, but I got so hung up on trying to make the patches for each plant measure perfectly that nothing ever got built or planted.
Jeez.
I'm actually so good at fucking that nobody wants to fuck me because they don't want to feel bad. You know what I mean? I just don't want to blow her out too much so that she can't enjoy sex with other men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm a great podcaster. It just takes me forever to set up my microphone. You know, it's not worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And he goes, yeah, I also have honest to God doctor diagnosed OCD, but I don't think that's what this is.
No, that's exactly what this is.
I do like that he has doctor diagnosed OCD, but apparently it's a lot of that is manifest in just his thoughts on different races.
Yeah. No, I'm not racist. I'm a perfectionist.
Trying to find the best race.
Right, yeah, which is the Iditarod, which we've covered. It's the last great race.
He's like, I was going to start a race war, but I couldn't figure out which one was the best, and it was just so intimidating.
I mean, it's funny that this dude is having, like, this is the, like, I hate to do that, but this is the, like, a guy will buy 700 rulers instead of going to therapy. Like, that's exactly what this is. Like, he's having a fucking breakthrough right now in a Reddit comment, and then totally disregarding it.
Yeah. At this point, he should just buy more rulers and build the trellis out of that. Like, just get a bunch of those wooden ones.
Yeah, just build it out of rulers. It'll look cool.
Yeah. Then you know it's fucking accurate.
Yeah. And he concludes, so yeah, hopefully this explains some things. And Winslow, if you could get Motronic's response.
Motronic says, everyone who has read this believes it.
Yeah, they weren't mean about it. At least, like they could have been much. That's the thing about the building one is in general, because like the people they're all building stuff, and I feel like everyone has kind of gone through the experience of being new at something and having people, you know, not knowing. So I feel like that's kind of once you go through that humbling experience, it kind of makes you a little more empathetic to other people, even when they're this egregious.
Yeah, and it just took people being like, "Hey, I think I'm trying to be respectful here, but I think this might be your problem," and he was just like, "Oh God." Someone's speaking to me like a human being. Maybe I should look at myself a little bit.
Yeah. Like imagine if they were telling him to kill himself because of his tool use. That would be ridiculous. Who would do that?
Yeah, it is a thing that happens where like you'll talk to somebody, you'll see some like genuine psycho, and then you'll just like sit down and talk with them like a human being, and they'll go, yeah, I might have been a little bit wrong about that.
Yeah.
Every once in a while it'll happen.
The key is to get them to live in that moment instead of going right back to being a psycho the next day.
Right. You can just talk to them like a human being. I'm not saying it's faster to use a bullet.
Yeah.
And it might discourage other people from being shitheads. But yeah. So I do think it is funny how every once in a while you can get it to
Yeah. I want to say, when it comes to like outright fascism, etc., violence is probably the best response. But,
this three bloated 30-somethings in their fucking bedrooms talking about violence is the answer. Yeah, I know what we are. I don't even own a sword.
I mean, okay, that's the most surprising thing I've heard.
Yeah, I have
is that you do not own a sword. Because I know you have a scythe. It's one of the things I like about you.
I have a flail. Yeah. No swords, because swords are like, that's too on the nose.
Oh, I see what you're... Yeah. It's like why I don't have like a Friday the 13th tattoo. It's just like, no, that's what you expect. I'm not going to give that to you.
I think you could pull off a Thursday the 12th tattoo.
Yeah, when we first started, I did every episode in a full fursuit, but it wasn't really working, so...
Yeah.
And so,
anyways.
Yeah, I Am Gay comes back and goes, well, y'all were right about the tape measure being a better way to go than rulers. I got a 40-foot Stanley Fat Max and measured out the spots where the eyeball screws were supposed to go on my trellis. And they were pretty much all off by different amounts, all except the two on the sides. So he's admitting all of his measurements were wrong now that he's using a different tool, so...
I got a 40-foot Stanley Fat Max, if you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, that's better than Great Neck.
I just don't know why they have 3 X's in Fat Max. I think that's a little...
Yeah. So I marked off all the correct spots, and I finally get to move on to the next step, moving my lower row down to second time because it turns out I fucked up and forgot to measure the distance to my roof overhang when I put together my plans. I could have sworn I measured that, but apparently I didn't. So making progress, but still making mistakes as we go.
I do like that he's got all of these implements of measurements. It's like a guy who owns all these instruments but doesn't play. He's got like all of these implements of measurements, and he forgot to measure, will this occlude with my roof?
Guy who collects left-handed guitars but isn't left-handed.
Yeah.
Just a pervert.
Yeah, and he also goes, the people at my Home Depot recognize my face now, and it makes me uncomfortable.
That fucking guy's back to fondle our ribbons again.
It's the guy who always wants us to recut his wood for him.
There's got to be some sort of fetish to this.
Yeah. And I guess to sort of wrap up, he does sort of follow up here. He goes, y'all can go ahead and knock it right the fuck off with the I am gay is too fucking stupid / R slurred to be people. He must be a performance troll shit. That shit really fucking pisses me off. And the PM I got from a moderator, you know who you are, asking if I'm really a real person and not a troll doesn't fucking help shit. It just implies I'm too big of a fuck up to be called a person. And it makes me wonder if I'm the crazy one, and that's not okay. So yeah, the guy who's telling people to kill themselves is like, you can't say mean things about me. That's dehumanizing language. That's the first step to genocide.
The guy who's invoking Matthew Shepard as a call to arms to eradicate queer people is like, yeah, it's a little too far to call me stupid.
You got a little growing up to do.
I do think it's just like the most frustrating thing about Twitter is that like you have people actively trying to kill groups of people through their politics and their words, and I can't tell them to kill themselves.
Yeah, I get banned.
It's just like, come on, give me something.
That's what got low tax banned from Twitter. It's like how it's like the guy getting caught for tax evasion. Just that little thing is a brought him down. Yeah,
little things, piece by piece. I am gay.
A lot of people thought he was a troll for a long time. It's just, no, he really is like this because he's been posting like this for so long. And yeah, but I guess to have a somewhat happy ending, I am gay is still a regular poster in the tools thread in the hobbies, crafts, and houses, and as a whole. Like he posted regularly. His most recent post was just 2 days ago in there. He did get probated for asking about cardboard advice in the woodworking thread, which I thought was conceptually funny. Like, well, it's made of wood, you know.
That's what he gets in trouble for.
Yeah.
I just like, are we the only people who like look at people's rap sheets?
Oh no, it's pretty
Do you
common.
know what I mean?
I think that's one of the reasons why he keeps getting banned. Like, why do we let this guy post here? He's disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just think like all of this, like this like whining about you have to treat me nice. Could you not just be like, is there not a culture of like dropping a screenshot of something else that they've said where it's just like, here's you saying that people should be exterminated.
Yeah.
Like, I just, the most frustrating part about this pod is that there's so many people who do psycho shit and then nobody
knows or cares.
Calls them out. You know, we're just screaming into a void here, you know?
I mean, it happens all the time with like celebrities and shit too, and political figures where people just like, they either ignore or aren't aware of stuff and they just see somebody has one good thing that they say once, so they share it, not really aware that like, oh yeah, no, the guy who threw a shoe at Bush, cool. Also a fucking rampant misogynist and homophobe.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you do one cool thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, all that's very fucking frustrating.
I do think it's fun and cute and lovely and human that he did have this like vulnerable moment in all of this.
Yeah,
this was weird. As someone who is neurodiverse themselves, this was relatable. Like I've been on the other side of this before, but also like being able to take it in grace and like a common thing on there is people asking for advice and then getting mad when they're given advice instead of just being told that they're right. So this could have been handled a lot worse, and at least he did finally. They helped him, and that's what you want, ideally.
Yeah.
I guess
with this, they didn't help him with everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I believe in.
So
he's still posting on there, and it's like, well, clearly you shouldn't have much of a platform.
And I guess on that note, to sort of wrap up, since I called this, the dumbest boy on the forum, this isn't his only. I have a couple little highlights here that are fun. Someone was talking about TVs, and he got a brand new 65-inch OLED TV for his bedroom, and then he goes,
some asshole told me to install a Fire TV stick, and now I don't know how to find ESPN. All I want to do is watch the fucking game live on my TV. How do I find the ESPN channel? I hate streaming.
So someone told him that if you get a Fire Stick, you can pirate sports, and he just bought the Fire Stick and was like, where's the channel? How do I watch the sports on this thing?
Yeah, well-known ESPN pirate provider, Amazon. Yes. I do also really wish that he measured his 65-inch OLED TV across and not diagonal.
So he's like, this isn't actually 65.
No, that's why he bought the TV, so he can measure the trellis with that. He knows it's exactly 65 inches.
Yeah, he's just moving the whole thing around. Yeah,
putting the ruler on the TV.
Right, exactly. I do think, I don't know if you've seen the TikTok of the people who were like, yeah, we bought this TV that says it's 50 inches, but we measured it and it's not 50 inches. It's actually the measurement of the box. How stupid is that they give you? And it's just like, there's no fucking way that you believe that. There's no fucking way.
Again, nothing. There's no amount of stupidity that's shocking anymore.
Yeah, and like, of course, every single illustration of a TV has the measurement diagonal. Like, you have to know this.
Also, not for nothing, 65 inches is too big for a bedroom TV. It's unless you have like an enormous bedroom,
or it's like on the ceiling and you're watching it while you're just laying down.
Well, he has very big eyes. He's got big doe eyes. He's got like, and they're on the sides of his head like a squid. Yeah, and they're glowing too. Yeah,
it's actually a picture of him.
He can't. He needs to be able to see over his Chiefs hat.
Yeah.
And I got one more here where it's this is sort of someone goes, I don't know why people get responding to him in earnest, like everything he posts isn't the stupidest shit in the world or obvious bait. And he replies to it with this. He goes,
you have no idea how insulting or maddening it is to be told that your actual thoughts are too stupid to be real or valid people thoughts, or that you yourself are too stupid and fucked up to be called a human being, do you? Or to be told that all this is your fault for reasons you cannot understand or fix. You have no fucking idea what it feels like, do you? Let alone what it feels like to be told that several times across multiple subforums, not even the faintest fucking clue. No, you don't know what the fuck that feels like, or you wouldn't fucking post shit like this at me. And if you said this to me in real life, you get a blunt object swung at your head, and you would deserve it. In short, step the fuck off. User was put on probation for this post. User was banned for this post.
The blunt object would just be the wiggly fucking measuring tape roll.
Making the fucking owns multiple rulers.
Scrooge McDuck noises as it wiggles through the air.
While you were partying and having premarital sex, I was studying the ruler.
I studied I studied the ruler.
It sucks this guy's like trans people. He'd be an amazing nun. His ruler's craft is off the charts.
Sister Mary, I am gay.
Oh my god.
He's
Sister Mary L. Penis.
this whole post here again. It's just like, wow, this is not what you're angry about. You need to talk to somebody about this. And also, if you're having such a nightmare on these forums, don't go on the forums.
Yeah, they don't want you here very obviously.
And you're not having a good time. Like, where is the grass you can touch, my friend? Find it. Find it, even
Please,
if it's just within yourself.
Yeah, if you need to grow some, I know where you can ask for advice. But yeah, that wraps up The Dumbest Boy on the Forums. A wonderful story about measuring things.
The true measurements was the rulers we found along the way by comparing them to other rulers in various stores.
Yeah. And that's what I do with my friends. Is I measure them against each other and I find which one is the best person and I get rid of all the rest. And you know what? Just like friends, the best ones I made in the 6th grade. What's going on, Stefan? Fan of the pod, Stefan Dwarnicki. I know where you live.
Shout out to my friend Chris. I'm going to be meeting at the June Oddities and Curiosities Expo. We've been friends since middle school too. So.
Oh, hell yeah. And you know what, Andy, I know that you're not an outside going person, but you should come out to whenever I'm in your city for the Oddities and Curiosities.
Yeah, well, that's in April, right? That you're gonna
I
remember seeing you.
Yeah, perfect timing. We're gonna have to plug that.
You
right
posted
now.
a thing, and I saw the date, and I was like, "Yeah, I think I can go to that if I'm in town."
Yeah. So I'm doing coming up soon. We have Milwaukee, St. Louis, Columbus, Indianapolis, Tulsa, Minneapolis is May 24th, 25th.
Late May.
I won't be at the Chicago one. I will be in Omaha for a wedding. Baltimore, Detroit, Grand Rapids, Buffalo, Kansas City. But if you're available for any of those shows, please come by and say hello.
Yeah, I will do, and I will do that. I should be around in late May. I don't.
Yeah. Well, is there any closing thoughts? Anything you want to share, Andy, or where can we find you? That kind of thing.
Don't find me. I don't like being found. I'll find you. You know what I mean? No, I'm on the. I don't know how much longer. I keep saying I'm going to nuke my Twitter, and I don't.
Of course you don't. Nobody ever does.
I mean, I went through and I got that program that's supposed to delete everything, but I haven't pulled the trigger. I am on Blue Sky. I think that's the one that I'm actually engaging with people on, which means I'm never engaging with people on it because it's one of those things that everybody used it for 6 days, and now it's the same 4 people posting over and over again.
Yeah, Blue Sky is so lib. It's
Dude,
not.
It is.
It's so
gross.
bad.
It's people are like, it's the anti-Twitter. No, it's not. It's the lib Twitter, which means it's the enabling Twitter.
It's so embarrassing. It's just people clapping their forearms together because Nancy Pelosi held up a sign or some shit like that.
It's just constant shit lib posting. Anyone who's critical of AOC gets put on a block these tankies list. It's gross. It is. It
I will
is.
say, if you like pictures of quotes in books, a great site for that. Just nothing but pages and pages of people posting inspiring quotes from books.
It's Facebook.
Yeah, it's a bathroom reader is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm on there. I don't care about social media anymore. You really only use it to maintain a handful of chats with friends. But you can listen to my podcast, Look Good for the Boys, or you don't even like this band. And if you live in Minneapolis, keep your ears open for the 2nd annual Restless Equinox Independent Film Fest coming in September. No association with Winslow Domain's Restless.
Yeah, I was about to say. It's all right, my lawyers will be talking to you.
Funny, I sent you a message when I realized, oh shit, he has a bunch of stuff called The Restless. I just didn't like.
It's
I
funny you
didn't
mention
like
that
this
because I have this new game coming out called The Restless, and I was
God damn it!
we can't all be restless, all right? One of us has to
Yeah.
give it up.
Well, I was going to call it Sleepless Equinox, but then that kind of like puts it into the sleepless, no sleep podcast area. And also, like, I just don't like the rhyming of it for some reason.
I got that.
It makes me think of there was a gag about a superhero character from the Firesign Theater era of Captain Equinox. And his whole thing is like, half of the year, he's like a regular businessman. The other half of the year, he works for a contracting company. And then twice a year, he's Captain Equinox. And he's a superhero that only appears on the Equinox. Which I think is really fun. He just ding ding, just those 2 times of the year. Yeah.
I mean, equinox is one of those fun words that like sounds like it means something crazy, but it really just means that it's the equal night. Yeah, it's not.
It's like the opposite of the purge. It's the one day where crime fighting is legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't find Andy. Jay, where can they find you?
I'm jaybrandstetter pretty much everywhere. I'm focused on the show right now, but I'm still building up my condo in Tower Unite. So if you want to check that out and you have the game, send me a message. I'll invite you.
Awesome. And as for us, we are at IFTIPod on Twitter, IFTIPod@gmail.com. If you have any ideas, we do have a long list of episode suggestions for anything of the early internet, not necessarily somethingawful.com. If you have any ideas that you want to throw our way, we'd really appreciate it. And shoot us a follow there. We also have a Patreon for $1. You can get all sorts of extra stuff. For 4 fucking quarters, you can get all kinds of bonus content where we talk about other things.
You too can support these
pennies
podcasters.
A day. You can get all kinds of bonus stuff from us, extending well back for months and months and months of extra stuff, all for $1. And all of that money goes to Jay and to producer Steve. And as for me, I am Winslow Domain on Twitter, Calculations on Instagram. And if you want to pre-order my game or see any of the stuff that I've made, go to winslowdomain.com. And also, there's links in my bio everywhere to hop on my Discord, where I have a list, where I have all of the art that's going to be coming out for the game. And very, very soon, I am going to ask everyone on the Discord to go through these cards and to check my work. It's gonna be a nightmare. There are hundreds of cards and thousands of points of failure. I'm gonna need the help of an entire village to do this, so please check that out so that you can potentially help me out with that.
Good thing we
That'd
know
be
a
very,
guy
very
who
cool.
likes going through things and checking them.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna get I'm Gay on there. He's a part of the Swift Ops.
Yeah, I can say the network we're joining, we're being sponsored by Star at Rulers. This is
Yeah. We're gonna be sponsored by Big Peanut Butter. Well, thank you all for listening. Please check out Andy Sell wherever you can find him. Go to his house.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you next week.
If you come to my house, bring weed. That's all I ask.
Fair enough. I'm From the Internet is created by Jay Brandstetter and Winslow Domain. Edited by Steve Brown. Music by Steve Is Broke.